Have you ever been a victim of ragging? If so, you're not alone. A chilling reality, isn't it? Ragging, a term that might sound foreign to some, is unfortunately a very real and dark practice that's prevalent in many educational institutions across the globe. It's a form of power play, a way for seniors to assert dominance over newcomers. But what does ragging entail exactly? It involves a wide spectrum of behavior, from seemingly harmless pranks and jokes to serious acts of physical and emotional abuse. It might start as a friendly initiation ritual, but can quickly escalate into a harrowing experience, leaving the victims scarred and fearful. The prevalence of ragging in educational institutions is a stark reminder of the power dynamics that exist within these supposedly safe and nurturing environments. But it's not just about an individual's experience. The ripple effects of ragging are far-reaching, influencing not just the victims, but also the bystanders and the perpetrators themselves. Ragging fosters a culture of silence and fear, where victims are often too scared to speak up, and bystanders are hesitant to intervene. It creates a hostile learning environment where students are under constant stress and anxiety, severely affecting their mental health and academic performance. The impacts of ragging are not just immediate, but long-lasting. Victims often carry the scars of their experiences into their adult lives, affecting their self-esteem, confidence, and ability to form healthy relationships. On the other hand, perpetrators, left unchecked, could potentially carry forward these abusive patterns into their future relationships and work environments. Ragging is a destructive practice that we must address head-on. It's not just about punishing the guilty, but about changing the culture that allows such practices to thrive. It's about creating safe, inclusive, and nurturing learning environments where students can grow and thrive without fear. Many victims of ragging turn to their institution's authorities for help. But what happens when this traditional avenue fails? I'm sure this question has crossed your mind, and that's what we're going to delve into. Historically, the go-to solution for victims of ragging has been to report it to their institution's higher authorities. This is, of course, a logical and critical first step. However, there are instances when this traditional path can be riddled with obstacles. It's not uncommon for these reports to be swept under the carpet, ignored, or mishandled due to internal dynamics. These dynamics can range from fear of tarnishing the institution's reputation to a reluctance to acknowledge the problem, and sometimes even a lack of understanding about the severity of ragging. Moreover, the victim might face backlash for speaking out, making the situation even more daunting. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, isn't it? The fear of retaliation can deter victims from reporting the abuse, thus perpetuating a vicious cycle of silence and suffering. As disheartening as this sounds, only a small fraction of ragging incidents reported through traditional channels see any real resolution. This grim reality can often leave victims feeling helpless and isolated, amplifying their trauma. While traditional channels are important, there's another powerful resource at our disposal. Yes, you heard it right. There's a beacon of hope, a game changer that can amplify your voice and catalyze change. Stay tuned as we unravel this powerful tool in the next segment. When traditional channels fail, it's time to turn to a potent weapon: social media. In the face of ragging, this tool can be your lifeline. It's more than just a platform for sharing pictures and videos. It's a global stage where you can tell your story and demand justice. Let's dive into how to wield this weapon effectively. First, craft a statement. This is your story, your truth. Be clear, be concise, and be compelling. Articulate your experiences, lay bare the incidents of ragging you've endured. It's not easy, but it's essential. Your words can shine a light on the dark corners of ragging and prompt action. Next, use the power of hashtags. Hashtags are the megaphones of social media. They amplify your voice, ensuring it reverberates through the digital world. Use relevant ones like #EndRagging, #SpeakUp, or #SafetyFirst. This way your post can be found by those seeking to understand and end this practice. Now, who do you tag? Tagging is like putting an address on a letter. It ensures your message reaches the right people. Tag your institution's authorities, your government representatives, and anti-ragging organizations. Each tag increases your post's visibility, its reach, and its potential impact. But why social media? Why not just stick to traditional avenues? Well, by taking your case to these platforms, you're ensuring maximum visibility. Your story is no longer confined to the four walls of an office. It's out there for the world to see. Government officials, institutions, and anti-ragging organizations are all part of this world, and they monitor these platforms closely. This increased scrutiny can catalyze action when traditional channels fall short. Social media isn't just about sharing selfies. It's a tool for justice. It's a platform that gives you the power to challenge ragging, to break the silence, and to demand change. So use it wisely, use it bravely, and use it for good. Together we can make our institutions safer, one post at a time. Once your concerns are public, you gain a significant level of protection. This is a crucial point to remember when battling ragging. But what does this mean exactly? When you share your experiences on social media, you are giving your story a platform for a larger audience. You're not just speaking to your peers or your institution's authority, but to the world. This act of turning private pain into public discourse is a powerful tool in combating ragging. Now, why does this public exposure provide a certain level of protection? When your story is out there in the open, it becomes harder for perpetrators to intimidate or silence you. They cannot deny or downplay your experiences because they are now visible to everyone. The public eye is watching, and this scrutiny often deters further harmful actions. Moreover, public exposure prompts swift intervention. It's not just your friends or family who see your post, but potentially millions of people, including those in positions of power. Government officials, higher education authorities, and anti-ragging organizations are often active on social media, scanning for such cases. They are more likely to take immediate action when an issue becomes public, as it not only affects you, but also their reputation. This is where government involvement comes in. Governments have the power and the responsibility to ensure the safety and well-being of students. When they see evidence of ragging on social media, they are compelled to act. They can launch investigations, impose penalties, and even enact new policies to protect students. It's also worth reminding ourselves that the safety net of public exposure and government involvement doesn't just protect you, it also supports others who may be going through the same experiences. Your courage in speaking out can inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of change. In the end, the power of public exposure cannot be underestimated in the fight against ragging. By shining a light on this issue, we can make it harder for ragging to thrive in the shadows. We can create safer spaces for students to learn and grow, free from fear and intimidation. Fighting ragging isn't a solo battle, it requires collective action. We've discussed the power of social media in tackling ragging, and it's important to remember that this isn't just about institutions or governments stepping in. It's about us. It's about you. Every single voice matters in this fight. Your experiences, your stories, your resilience, they're all essential pieces of this puzzle. When you share your experiences, not only do you raise awareness about the issue, but you also provide courage and strength to others who might be going through the same thing. You show them that they're not alone, and that it's okay to speak up. Remember, silence only perpetuates the cycle. When we choose to speak, we disrupt that cycle. We create ripples of change that can grow into waves that can wash away the toxicity of ragging from our educational institutions. And it's not just about speaking up for yourself. If you see someone else being ragged, don't just stand by. Be their ally, support them. Share their story if they're comfortable with it. Let's amplify each other's voices, because together, we're louder, we're stronger, and we're more capable of creating change. We also need to support those who are working to end ragging. Follow and share content from anti-ragging organizations, engage with their posts. The more we spread their messages, the more people we reach and the more impact we make. So let's make this a movement. Let's use the power of social media to not only expose ragging, but to also celebrate resilience, courage, and change. Let's share our stories, support each other, and make our voices heard. Your voice matters. Together, we can end ragging and make our educational institutions safer. Thank you for joining us today in this crucial discussion. We encourage you to share this video to spread awareness. Together, we can create a safer, more inclusive environment for all students. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more informative videos. Remember, you're not alone in this fight. We stand with you, we believe in you, and we know that together we can make a difference. Until next time, take care.